started off as a backyard promotion, and just having fun, being goofy, doing dumb but not really dumb stuff. You know, no glass, no fire, none of the stuff that you'd see on 2020 or Dateline or anything like that. So we did that for I guess about 2 years in my backyard. Permission of my parents. You know, my stepfather was a licensed contractor. You know, helped us build a ring. You know, it really was, safety was our first priority. We don't want anybody get hurt or anything like that. But it was, you know, very pure, very honest, very wholesome, and as much as it can be as far as, you know, guys going out and, you know, dressing in weird clothes and playing with each other. So September 23rd, 2000, we go to a show. One of my friends, Mike, was a licensed wrestler in Maryland. So we go to a show. A bunch of us just go to hang out, and we're sitting like fourth row, and there's a heel in the ring, and he's talking to some kid in the first row about how you won't do anything. You're just a boy. Well, the kid hops the rail and jumps the ring. So they take him down, and kind of protocol. Take him down is what he's going to do, and everybody kept saying it was one of our guys, and it wasn't. It was like 6 of us, but we were all sitting back this way. So they go to the state athletic commission guy, for the state of Maryland. A week later, we're supposed to have a show. The director of the state athletic commission, Pat Pinella, corporal for the Maryland State Police officers, shows up in my backyard. He asked my stepdad, "Is this open to the public?" And he goes, "Yeah, go ahead back here." Because we had ring. Beside the ring, we had this big walkway, music booth, stuff we built up. Between me and my good friend Sean.
Did you film it all?
Oh yeah, we filmed it and stuff like that. Tapes are lost with like the Roswell landing and stuff like that. It's just
probably on that old thing called VHS.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Big shoulder breaker camcorder. Yeah. And we had like a big fan area and an entrance, and like a bunch of our friends would just come over and chill, and we'd cook on the grill, and it was free. It wasn't like we were charging tickets or anything like that. So they showed up, and then soon thereafter, about 10, 12 state police officers, 2 K9 units. There was more people, like they were invading some meth lab or some shit like that. Yeah. So they all show up, and a bunch of us I think it was 7 of us all together got charged. 2 juveniles. It was 10 days before my 18th birthday, so I was a juvenile. Thank God.
Well, they took you in.
Oh, we were charged. We weren't arrested. And we're charged with performing professional wrestling without a license, a bunch of stuff. Altogether, it was somewhere in the neighborhood of $72,000 worth of fines. They were all business code violations. So I just had to go to a juvenile hearing in front of a guy, and he was fine. He was pushed it aside. Like, okay, whatever. My stepfather, who was the first name on the deed, he was the one they wanted to go after. So we took it as far as we could. We went to a jury trial, something like 14 months later after all this stuff, and it put a lot of strain on my friendships and whatnot. People who were charged, thinking they're I don't know. It was like an awkward situation where we were all friends, and then like this whole legal thing happens, and it puts strain because this is money that they're having to spend on lawyers and this, that, and the other. It really.
You suddenly look behind you and everyone had gone.
Right, it's like stressful friendships. You know what I mean? It's weird.
Did it affect your friendship, like your relationship with your stepfather?
No. I mean, he knew my mother, and we knew we were not doing. We knew, like what we're. By the basis of the law,
yeah,
I understand what was brought up. We were wrestling without a license. We were doing everything. We weren't. We're just doing something like playing a pickup game of football in your backyard, yeah, or something like that. So we didn't believe what we were doing was morally or anything like that wrong. So we went to a jury trial. The jury deliberated for something like I think 4 hours the first day and then 3 hours the next. And it's 7 hours deliberation, And there's a great deal of money on the line here. If we're found guilty, when we came back not guilty, the state athletic commission was none too happy. So after that whole situation happened, a couple I don't know, a couple days later, started to think about it and whatnot. I'm a grown-ass adult at this point, right? And, I've been working all my life. And I'm like, okay, well, how, we stop doing this and, what do we do now? So, one night on the way home from work, I stopped by this little restaurant where my mother was working, and I said, look, I think it's time to kind of see if we can take this thing in a professional way. Find training, find a ring, a business loan, whatnot. And she was all, she finds the business loan, and we find a trainer who was working up in PA, and find a school, and we just, it all snowballed. And then December, it was supposed to be December 6th, but we got snowed out. It was a good omen, right? December 19th, 2003, we had our first show. And hadn't a clue what we were doing, in all fairness. Everybody gets into the business like their first, I don't know, like step into the business. And mine's a little auspicious, it's a little bit different. We trained with a trainer to learn the parts of professional wrestling for 18 months before we really got into this.
Who was your trainer?
Mighty Quinn Nash. He did some WCW stuff back in the early days, just doing job matches and whatnot in Atlanta. But guy I have a great deal of respect for and friends with still today. But it was very awkward to okay, so we had this training. I'm green as grass, but now I'm also the guy running the show. Yeah. It's 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10, in situations that I've been able to step back from and watch other people do, they fall flat on their face. I had a good group of people around me, so I was lucky enough. And then we didn't draw shit for the first show, for the second show.
So was the fans the same people as was coming to your house before?
No, we didn't run in Maryland. We decided we got licensed in PA because actually we had contacted Pat Pennell, who's the executive director of the Maryland State Athletic Commission. We contacted him and we told him we want to do business in a correct and safe and honorable way. We're not bad people. I'm not a bad guy. My mother's certainly not a bad person. So, and his response was that he would not have a meeting with me without his lawyers present. And nobody else who's ever applied for a promoter's license in the state of Maryland has had to have legal counsel present. So, we never had that meeting. And subsequently, we've had, I think, 2 other talks since, and never really, it's never come to fruition. So we decided to run in Pennsylvania, and at the time, Maryland was charging a 20% ticket tax. Whatever comes through the door, 20% of it goes to that. Yeah. 20%.
If you're making fuck all, there's no point.
Not to mention there's various other fees. You use their doctor at their price. You pay them I think it was $250 at the time, $250 American, just for the commission to show up, and they're going to come. And then it's something crazy like $12 a wrestler and stuff like that.
If you don't do all this, you're back to square one.
Oh yeah, you're back. Right. So we decided to go to PA where it was a 5% ticket tax. It was $100 if the commission shows up. My luck. We've run since 2003. They've shown up 3 times. They came to our first 2 shows. And at the second show, it was the same guy. He says, "Look, you guys are meek. You guys are just, we got guardrails. Whereas we're very safety conscious. We're worried about everybody's involvement, everybody's safety." So he goes, "Don't expect to see us anymore." And that was about it. We ran the show another time in another building, and they didn't know it was us. So they came. But that's how we started. Like I said, we've been running since '03. Have a lot of fun doing it. And that's my approach to wrestling. It's kind of goofy. Like who I am as a person, who I am as a character, aren't too far off. It's about. I look at wrestling like it's an extension of high school. I really do. A lot of guys look at wrestling like it's live or die. Me, you know what? I get a chance to go do something I fell in love with when I was 5 years old. I get to wear really goofy clothes and do really goofy stuff. I'm extremely lucky.